And for this one, we intend to talk about the business of esports, triumphs and challenges. Now on its fifth iteration, M World Series intends to talk about the success and failures or challenges experienced in mounting the world's biggest MLBB tournament. And also challenges in sending esports athletes and the importance of the industry in boosting the host's tourism. For tonight, we are grateful for the presence of the following panelists. I'll start introducing them from left to right. We have here Kelly Chu. She is the head of public relations of Mountain Games. From the Department of Tourism, we have Attorney Roberto Alabado III. He is the Director of Sports Tourism. We also have Attorney Shireen Gail T. U. Pamintuan, our Undersecretary, Department of Tourism. And lastly, Philippine Esports Organization Executive Director Marlon Marcelo. Now, let me start this panel interview by asking the question for our Muntan representative, Kelly Chu. If you could please share with us the big wins in mounting M World Series for 5 years already.
It's incredible that, it has been a long time coming, from M1, M2, M3, M4, and M5, all the way up to now. Some of the big milestones, especially for this year, was, the M4 that was held in Jakarta. We exceeded close to 4.3 peak concurrent viewership. Millions watched us around the world, and also including the hours watched, it was over 100 million as well. It's incredible. It's crazy to think about the success, and it's crazy to think about how many people watch us on a daily and hourly even basis as well. And the fact that more and more, even from our end, more users are getting interested in esports. More casual fans are turning into esports fans actually as we speak as well. They are curious about the brevity, how esports players play, how the industry works, the ecosystem, everything. Everyone is getting definitely a lot more curious, and also us mounting and hosting this, being the first international esports tournament in the Philippines ever. Yeah, that's something that we are very proud of, to play a part, and we hope for the Philippines as well to hopefully, go into more partnerships in the future with more publishers. More and more people see, the Philippines as an esports tourism destination in the future. I think that is what we hope to see, and we are very happy, to be the first leader in, driving this effort.
Thank you, Kelly. She mentioned about Mountain Games being the first, publisher to actually have a partnership with the Department of Tourism to host this momentous event specific to the esports and gaming industry. Now, I'd like to ask our representatives from the Department of Tourism, how important is the hosting of esports tournaments like this for the tourism of the country?
Well, it's very, very important to us. We recognize that tourism is one of the main economic drivers for recovery of the Philippines as a country, and even for our fellow Filipinos whose jobs and employments really rely mostly on the tourism industry. And for us, it is our vision to really make sure that we diversify our tourism portfolio and to make sure that we include sports and e-gaming to our various tourism offerings. And esports is such a niche market. It's really the way the modern world lives and breathes now. My children are absolutely into esports, e-gaming, and so it's very strategic for us to be able to capture this market. And we know that fans from all over the world travel to follow many of their favorite teams, and this is something very, very essential to us. We want to capture this market, and we're very happy to have this collaboration with Mountain Games.
After this, since the hosting of M5 World Championship here in the Philippines, they have also started receiving lots of inquiries from global organizers of esports tournament. Now, Director, if you could share with us more info about that.
Yeah, so this is the first time that the office of or the Department of Tourism has what we call the Office of Sports Tourism. And our Secretary Cristina Frasco, has seen the potential of sports tourism in driving the numbers up. And how many months ago? Maybe 6, 7 months ago, Monsoon Games approached us and we introduced them to the secretary. And we were talking about who's the market, who's the, what will happen. This, I think, shows that we're not that proficient or knowledgeable about this market. But upon orientation, upon talking to people, upon talking and having our eyes open, we see that there are 30 million gamers of Monsoon Games here in the Philippines. That's 30 million. And we never saw that. And now our eyes are open. We're here right now looking at esports as a potential driver for people to travel to the Philippines. This is what I think opened my eyes when I went to the M Summit. I was speaking to people who had their first time to travel to the Philippines. It was not because of other great destinations that we have. It was because of esports. So this now, I think, gives us the confidence, gives us now the experience on mounting more championship games here in the Philippines. And we also had some inquiries more on not on the mobile but on the PC this time, the PC based games, who were interested to also mount their international games here in the Philippines. I think we would like to thank Monsoon Games for opening the eyes of people abroad, other publishers, that we are capable of mounting this huge event. And we have the capacity, and now, because of you, we have the experience on how to do it properly and how to coordinate with our fellow government agencies on making the ease of coming into the Philippines much, much easier because of esports.
Thank you so much, Director. Now, we've talked a lot of like triumphs or like wins in this partnership, but what we all know is that Philippine Esports Organization also has a lot of medals this year because of the winnings from a lot of competitions globally. Executive Director Marcelo, if you could just share with us, the experience of sending delegates, official Filipino delegates to international events, and how does it feel, winning and actually dominating a lot of those tournaments?
First of all, hello. Welcome to Philippines, our foreign media guests. As Keith has said, the Philippine Esports Organization has been triumphant specifically in Mobile Legends when it comes to international competitions. Currently, we had, I would say, the gold medal from SEA Games, and then we had IESF World Championship as, of course, the world champions for MLBB. We also had a silver medalist going in for another game, which is Tekken 7. And all of this is actually comes into the preparation side, wherein these are unfortunately kids that needs very important back-end support. So when you say back-end support, you actually remove all the friction and the hassle of the administration so that the athletes can focus on the practices and just making sure that their performance is 100%. Philippine Esports Organization is proud that all our athletes from 2019 And we had 200 plus Cebol athletes. You can see some of our friends from the media actually has the national jersey from last year. From our 200 plus athletes, all of them, we are proud to say that they competed to their events. It means that they have all passports, we overcome all the visa hurdles, and we made sure that even if they don't win, even if they win, we give out the best support for our federation. That's why we're really happy to say that out of the 144 federation, esports federation, the Philippine Esports Organization actually won the National Esports Federation of the Year. And from a small country like Philippines, from a very, I would say, very young federation, almost at least 3 years, I'm really proud that this has gone a long way, and hopefully we turn this momentum into something more as we strive forward to compete and help our esports athletes to become global esports sensations.
All right, thank you, Director Marlon Marcelo. Those are, huge wins, especially for the Philippines. But we also want to know, what were the common problems that the organization has faced when sending delegates abroad?
Definitely, the commercial teams, it needs to have a full cooperation, from the calendar of different publishers to the actual national esports events. We work hand in hand, especially for our MLBB partners, Moontoon, just because we need to make sure that these athletes, if we want to send the best of the best, we must be able to get the support of the club first. Because if you want to be a national athlete, there might be some conflicts on your specific clubs that you would want to actually join. So we also talk to the club owners and tell them that if your athlete wants to join the national team, we can actually put them into the national pool. And there's a lot of back-end negotiations that actually comes in, because some of the clubs might not be keen to actually send their athletes or their players to become national athletes, because number one, that's more stress for the athletes, right? Number two, you don't actually know who will be your teammates as you move forward to go into the national athletes when you go to the national pool. And lastly, we make sure that their visas and their passports are all ready. So on the back end side, we already know when we actually select who we want to be the national athletes, we make sure that their passports are ready and they have no issues whatsoever. Together with, I would say, the help of the Philippine government, we're really, I would say, really happy that there are no hiccups when it comes to making sure that the athletes compete and get their passports and visas on time.
Thank you so much, Director. Now that we are talking about hurdles, I'd like to hear more from our Moonton Games representative, because for a tournament as huge as M5 World Championship, I think it's time to also share what are the common hurdles or problems that we have been facing in the last 5 years of organizing the M World Series.
I think that it's a very, I would say, three-pronged issue. So the first part is always, logistics, right? We brought in over 390 staff, not including just the players, just the staff alone. I think over close to 60 international media. We have around 40 local media around here. The sheer logistics, I would say, the immensity of it, all the way from M5 Wildcard and now the M5 World Championships. A lot of people think that it's just one tournament, but actually it's two that we are doing from one country to another. And definitely we do hope in the future to do more. But I think from the M5 World Championship, we learned a lot of things along the way as well. regarding the organization of everything. The second is production. That is something that we are quite, sort of stringent, especially when it comes to certain quality checks, everything. Production is still something that, as I mentioned before, the whole logistics of it, bringing in, the camera crew, the social media team, the marketing, etc. It takes a lot, especially on a production level, to come forward and also to, bring in everyone around as well. So maybe Max here can share just a little bit more on some of the production challenges.
So earlier today, we were discussing the hurdles that we currently or we commonly face since it's our fifth iteration already. So what are the common production and logistics problems we have been facing?
Yeah, the biggest part that we always face, I think the biggest challenge is infrastructure and also the culture. So Mobile Legend, when we started from Indonesia. So after that, slowly to Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore. Singapore still very good infrastructure. So, but in other places, they are undeveloping country. They actually very hard. They're very inexperienced, and the resources, especially manpower, we don't have a very grow up like really from TV production peoples to go and work on with us. So most of the people that coming one is because of passion from esports. They love games. They know how to play games. They know all about the knowledge. But when talking about production, we want to bring in all these together. Is very very hard. I think that's why we need times but we don't have much time because the MPL until M series, they always have very fast pace. So the only thing that what we can do is like we gather. I always say that production, if you want to work in Mobile Legend production, you need to have a very strong mindset and also passion. Not only esport, not only production, but you love the community. Only you can work for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Max. Now, I pass the microphone to our media friends who have questions.
I have a question about one of the major sponsors here because it's been a looming presence in the M5 and you've been showing it on screen. So the question is about Kadia. Are you planning to mount, this is for Kelly actually, are you planning to mount any major events in Kadia in the future?
I would love for them. To come. I would love for that opportunity. I really, really would. We have something planned already for 2024. So stay tuned.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening guys. James Siasa from Daily Tribune. Sir, you've talked about Munton having 30 million users, 30 million players here in the Philippines. And I think Mobile Legends is probably, I don't have the exact numbers right now, it's probably the most played game in the Philippines right now. But at the same time, that's Mobile Legends. When you talk about esports, there are a variety of games, lots of games. And of course, those other games don't have the same number with Mobile Legends. Does it mean that for you to promote esports here and esports tourism, are you going to promote other titles too, or how do you plan to go about doing that?
Okay, so for right now, we're entertaining. There are requests for meetings right now, inquiries on can they also mount a world championship game here. And I think the most important thing will be we are in an internet age, and once we have this, it means promotions for us. We are exposing our media, some of you guys here in media were exposed to what we have here in the Philippines. We had some tours, so you could have a look into our culture, taste some of our food, so those things. But at the same time, we're looking also at things that we have capability of. So this exposure for a MOBA is important for other players to see what is the capability of the Philippines. Because they know, like I myself, I've started with, ano ba, StarCraft. I play StarCraft, Dota, Warcraft, Age of Empires, all of those. So I play until now. I still have my Nintendo Switch. So you have that generation here in the Philippines who are into e-games, esports, and actually I'm excited right now. Like I hope one of those PC games would come to the Philippines, and I will tell my generation, I say, hey, come on, let's go to Manila, let's go to Cebu, where the championships will be held. And I know that Philippines also has a big market, those who are willing to travel just to watch these types of games.
If I can just add to that answer, is that we are open to any tournament for esports, actually, and the Department of Tourism is ready to embrace this kind of portfolio. So to answer your question, we have been pretty strategic, but we're really opening our tourism portfolio to a lot of niche markets. We are hopeful that through tournaments like this, that is capturing many of our newer generation, is that they also expose themselves to our destinations as well. So to our friends in the media, thank you for participating in the Hop On Hop Off to find out what the jewels and heritage of the city of Manila, which is, by the way, the world's leading city for 2023. And we also hope that you'll have time to visit many of our other destinations, as the Philippines has also been awarded as the world's leading dive destination and the world's leading beach destination. There's so many reasons to love the Philippines. This is just the beginning, and really hope to open our doors to many other gaming tournaments. Thank you.
The chase because some of the fans, when it was announced that M5 will be held in either in EVM and here in Rizal, there are some fans that are claiming why not in the Philippine Esports Mecca, which is the MOA Arena, or even in the Smart Arena at the Coliseum. So how hard is it to find an arena for M5, especially ngayon Araneta, 23,000 fans? Okay,
I think, as Max correctly mentioned before, it's about the infrastructure as well. It's about finding that central location to house as many fans as possible. I mean, in the grand finals today, we are definitely full house. It's extremely packed. Our watch party has, I think, thousands and thousands of people over there as well. In terms of the venue, the key thing is safety and accessibility as well. Those are things that we are very much concerned with, and we want an arena that, most importantly, is safe enough to house all of our fans, because we prioritize safety above everything else. The reason being is because we don't want to put anyone in any harm, danger, etc. And normally when it comes to the scouting of the venues, this is something that we bear in mind as our top priority as well, because we want our fans, we want them to be very comfortable, a very, sort of like a safe haven, I would say, experience for them to actually experience esports, for them to be comfortable, for them to meet more, new people in a new environment. We want them to basically come together and basically also have a much more enriching experience with not just people that are in their community, but in the international community as well, because we are introducing them to places like the Philippines, and it's something that we bear in mind as our number one priority.
One of the issues in the Philippines is the venues here are not really esports ready yet. So the Philippine Esports Organization has actual plans to talk to the government and make sure if that would be part of our plan for 2024, that Philippines should have an esports facility that could actually host these kinds of events. So the normal I would say, the normal venues in the country, yes, they can host esports events, but I think there could be more improvement in terms of retrofitting and having an esports facility that can actually host a bigger and a better venue for everyone.
I have a question again for Boss Marlon. You mentioned earlier, Boss Marlon, that there are 144 esports federations, that the Philippines bested, that PESO bested in winning the National Esports Federation of the Year. What do you think did PESO do to win that award?
Number one, of course, we have to win. Consistently, we have been winning for the IESF World Championships. Last year, we were second in Mobile Legends, and then we were second in Dota 2. Now, this year, of course, we've won the world gold medal for Mobile Legends and then for Tekken. Other than that, we also comply to the different, I would say, rules and regulations for have different federations. And lastly, it also needs to be said that one of the most important things is how you actually promote your federation and your athletes. There has been a lot of criteria from these kinds of award, and we were fortunate enough to come out on top. And from a country that really, PESO is a non-stock, non-profit organization, and we actually rely on the help of our private partners to actually make this possible. And of course, we're really fortunate from POC and PSC to actually get the help that we can get to provide a very, I would say, very how should I, very strong team when we actually try to move forward and try to compete.
Speaking of the Philippine national team, I think this is also applicable to all the other esports organization. We all know that our best commodity is, of course, the talent of our players. How do you keep the talent pool fresh?
Definitely, I would say the grassroots activities that comes with the help of the publishers is one. I would say really, in the terms of getting new athletes to participate, I would defer to a very good case scenario wherein Muntun actually has their own very important grassroots program wherein we can see a lot of opportunities from the different cities all over the Philippines. If you don't have a very strong grassroots program, it's going to have a bottleneck on the development of the athletes because they will always be the ones that will represent the country for a long period of time. But with a very good grassroots program, you can see and push a glimmer of those new young bloods that can actually be national level top tier talents. And we're happy that Muntun is actually providing that kind of ecosystem that's really good for esports athletes.
Thank you, Boss Lon. And since you mentioned there are a lot of talents outside or different parts of the country, to our very prestigious people from the Department of Tourism, are there any plans of holding or activating events outside of Manila? Because we all know, in terms of tourism, you can only truly experience it if you go outside of Manila. So are there any plans? And if yes, what kind of support should we be expecting from you guys?
Most definitely. Well, one of our promises really is to spread tourism across the country and to promote esports equally to our different regions. So we are definitely looking into this, and the support that you can expect is that we won't be staying within the confines of Manila. We will be looking into Visayas, even Davao and Mindanao. And the support that I can assure you for now is what we have been giving for this tournament, which is really to make sure that we have a whole of government approach to allow us to continuously coordinate also with the Department of Foreign Affairs to make sure that the visas are issued expeditiously and without any problem, and also to coordinate with our Bureau of Immigration as well as the Bureau of Customs to make sure that all of the logistical requirements of these organizers are taken care of and that they are seamlessly released to the producers and organizers. So we have also made sure that we will continuously improve the tour packages that we'll be offering to those who will be participating in these kinds of events so that they're able to also experience our unique hospitality and our many award-winning destinations. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Also, last one for Kelly and Max. Sorry, just earlier, the host country of M6 was announced, and it's Malaysia. We just curious, can you share with us what are the factors that help you determine who the next host country would be? If only the things that you could share. What are the things you consider?
I think this is quite challenging question. Actually, we think quite a lot of country, yes, from the community, the viewer, and the facility especially. We also got to think about it, but we actually trying to want to find a place that can connect everyone. Definitely Singapore is the best, right? So we already hosted twice. So but I say, if let's say we think again for third time, it's like not fair for other region. So that's why and I think we need to take care every region. The biggest community one, we definitely will take care. So I think, yeah, Tectons. Thank you so much.
Yes, good evening. My name is Michelle Loho from philstar.com. Firstly, congratulations on the hosting of M5. My question is for the Munton representatives. Leading up to M5, there was a lot of rumors and uncertainty about the future of Munton Games as well as MLBB. I would just like to ask if there's any comment.
No comment.
At least I tried. Thank you so much.
Good try. I see that the media lunch did not serve any wonders.
Okay, hello guys, my name is Pavel from Revival TV from Indonesia. Okay, so as you guys know, many PH MLBB player and other esports players are going out from the countries to compete in other other regions, something like that. And as we know, they're all majority of them is a minor, under 20 or 19 age. So many. I think I want to ask a tips maybe, or maybe a message for you guys, because we see these minors have a lot of problem like food, culture shock, and maybe a few of them is like stopping studies and something like that. Maybe from the adults from Philippines and from the government. And do you have any message to them, to all of the PH players that compete in other regions?
For us, we've been aware of this situation. And we are actually helping these athletes before they actually go outside the country. We've been working with the Department of Migrant Workers to actually give them a heads up of what will be happening if they try to move on and go to another country. Because number one, we won't stop our athletes if we see that there is a bigger opportunity for them to actually move their career from the Philippines to another country. But we are there to actually give them guidance, specifically on their contracts. Some of them, we actually give the culture, what do they need to expect, and professionalism. Because as you said, they are kids, and they just want to play, but if you sign on a contract, there is a basic responsibility that you actually need to do as a professional athlete. And other than that, of course, we also help them finish all their requirements. Because before you fly, to another country, and if you're a minor, you actually need a lot of paperwork to be done. So on our side, on our federation, we're actively helping these young kids to make sure that they won't have any problems once they actually go to the country that they want to try and play into.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Hello guys, my name is Billy from Esports ID. So my question is mostly for Kelly, my love reference. So Kelly, I'm interested in what you say. The first time we got here, when we go tour to the local market here, very beautiful. You said that, correct me if I'm wrong, you said that we want to give back to the economy, right? So maybe that's just a joke, or maybe there's a truth behind it. Maybe that there's MLBB mission to really lift up the economy of all hosting country, right? But maybe that is why all M series location is all located in Southeast Asia, because we all need a lift, right, in economy. So is that true, Kelly? That's my first question. Maybe you want to answer that first.
For your first question, in a sense, it's more of, I would say, esports tourism. Esports tourism is something that is still quite fairly new, and it's actually still something that we want to try and promote and boost, especially when it comes to, doing initiatives such as this with the Department of Tourism as well. We want to actually engage with more tourism operators, tourism stakeholders, and also, even like hotel providers as well. We want to actually form partnerships and also bring esports closer to not just, I would say, Southeast Asia, but globally to other parts of the world. I would say that this initiative, especially with the Department of Tourism as well, it's a good first step in the Philippines, but we don't just want to make waves here, but elsewhere as well.
Going into this partnership with Moonton Games, and were they broken, were they met? Just like your thoughts on that first.
Us in the Department of Tourism, we always are looking for activities that will encourage or induce people to travel. And looking at this event, M5, we were shown the numbers, who are the users, and I questioned, I asked questions to our organizers, and they gave us very satisfying answers. Like I was asking, during M4, during M3, how many foreigners actually went to those countries, host countries? And they showed us the numbers, and it was very impressive. So when we were talking about how many would come here, we were looking at which countries would actually come here, and they were also our target countries. We would like the ASEAN nations to visit the Philippines, and just look around. You would see Malaysians, you would see Indonesians coming to the Philippines. I think the purpose of hosting this event wherein we can induce people to travel to the Philippines, we have achieved that, and at the same time expose them to what we have here, our culture, what we have here in Manila. I think we also have been successful in showcasing that.
I have another question for DOT as well. So you've touched on how you guys got tourism from your target countries, and earlier you hinted at the internet age. As media, I and I'm sure a lot of people in this room are curious what your thoughts are on foreign media being here and broadcasting the Philippines, broadcasting this event that is happening in the Philippines to their audience that is non-Filipinos. So, please.
just to add to the first question, no promises broken, all promises delivered. We're very happy with our partnership with Monton Games. With respect to foreign medias who are here, who are broadcasting this tournament to their home countries, obviously we're very excited and happy about this. Anything that could promote the beauty of our country is something that we warmly welcome, and we hope that we can continue this kind of partnership with Monton Games. And obviously, to all of our foreign medias, you're welcome to come back here in the Philippines and immerse yourself in our culture and our Filipino identity. Thank you.
Right. My final question is for our representatives from Munton and for Sir Lon. This is basically the same question but inverse. Can you guys run us through the logistics and the process, maybe the challenges of for our friends at Munton, sending foreign media to host countries, and for Sir Lon, sending local media to foreign countries?
I think it's mostly the processing, and also I would say like the visas as well. Sometimes, especially for certain countries, it might take a while, even longer, especially if if they're not from ASEAN as well. But I think for us in general, it went quite smoothly this time round, and especially for us, we hope to do more in the future, hopefully. And yeah.
All right. Oh, you want to add? Okay, sure.
To answer your question, for Filipino media, I guess will all boil down to accreditation. So Peso, we haven't touched base on what Peso can actually bring into our Filipino media if they want to cover outside the country. But that is part of our priority for 2024, wherein we actually give you accreditation letters so that when you want to cover and go to another esports country, then it's going to be easier for you on your side because you already have an endorsement letter for us. Normally, we do that to our national athletes, but of course, we would extend that to our media friends as well.
All right. I think this concludes our